How y'all doing? Tonight we're going to do a nice New York strip with a bone in. I'm going to do a couple fresh Gulf shrimp. We're going to cook this on my new kettle grill, and we're going to use some salt. We're going to cook this on a salt slab, but y'all just watch, y'all hang with me. What we got here is this New York strip. It's got the bone in, really good looking piece of meat. I'm going to season it just a little bit. I've got some of this Beazell's Cajun seasoning here. I've got that there. I've got some garlic powder, and I've got some crushed black pepper. And the Beazell's doesn't have much salt in it, so that's kind of what you want for this, okay? Plus, it's really that good, I'm telling you. Anyway, so let's get that and sprinkle that on the steak. Just kind of rub it in here just to give it a little bit of flavor there. Oh yeah, get that side. Get this side here. Now that's just going to give it some nice kick there. Use some flavor in that really, because I don't want to eat that part. But that'll give it some flavor. We're going to let this sit and come out to almost room temperature. Got me a handful of fresh Gulf shrimp. What you want to do with those, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on them. I deveined these and dried them off the best I could on a towel. Now I'm going to come back with about that same seasoning. Sprinkle a little bit of that on there. And look, just kind of toss these things around and get down. See, I left the shell on. If y'all see, I left the shell on, but what I did is I take a pair of scissors and I snip right down here, the back of the shrimp, and I pop that vein out. That's how I like to do shrimp like this and cook them with the shell on. And we're just going to sprinkle them with a little bit of seasoning with that oil and just move them around here. Get some of that nice seasoning in there. Try to pop these open a little bit. Get that down in there where you cut the shrimp open. Pack some of that good seasoning down in there. But these Gulf shrimp, I'm telling you, they got plenty of flavor on their own. It's wonderful shrimp. This Beazell's, that good garlic and that fresh cracked black pepper. That's going to help them out too. So, you see, we'll just flip those like that. Get them all with a little oil on there. Now I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator. Nobody wants room temperature raw shrimp. Yeah, we got the steak marinating over there with the seasoning. I've got my salt block here. Now what we're going to do before we start the grill and everything, what we want to do is we want to get all the moisture out of a good salt block. So what you do there, we're going to turn our oven on low, about 250. Put this in the coal oven. Turn it on and let this come up to temp. And what that's going to do is going to evaporate all the water that's hidden down in this block of salt, because that's how you can get fissures and stuff in your salt block. If you heat it up too fast, you've got some water trapped in there, and it expands, and that's going to try to make the salt crack. Especially down here in the south where it's real humid. I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm going to turn it on about 275 or so and just let it heat up. Now I'm out here, my grill is already hot from where I seasoned it earlier. I burned a little small bag of charcoal in on it. So I still had a few coals left here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this to help start my charcoal. I've got my chimney here. I've got some paper shoved down the bottom of it. I'm going to set this over this flame here, and then we're going to take some of this oil, more of that oil, and just sprinkle that over the top and get down in that paper. This also helped to ignite this charcoal here. This will ignite here in just a few minutes. Alright, catches, we'll go inside and finish up preparing the steak. What I want to do first with the steak, I'm going to wipe some of this excess seasoning off. The seasoning's done its job, penetrating the meat, but I don't want it all just caked on there when it cooks. So flip this over like that. It's good seasoning, don't get me wrong, but you don't want just a whole ton of seasoning on a steak like this. Next I want to put a little bit of the high temp oil on the steak. Just a little bit at this point. Just use any kind of a higher temperature oil. It could be a peanut oil or safflower oil or Maybe a grape seed or something. Let's see. Don't want to contaminate that. And this is going to form a barrier. It's going to help the steak cook, and it's also going to form a barrier to make sure it doesn't get too salty when the liquids start coming out. So there you have it. Now we'll let this sit for a little bit. Now my coals are burning. It won't be long now before they're ready. I did move the grill out just a little bit because it was smoking at first. But now the coals are caught. Won't be long. Oh, by the way, on the salt in the oven, what I've done, it reached 300. I let it sit at about 300 for about 15 minutes. I've cranked it up to 350 now. Like I said, I'm leveling it up. 350, I'm gonna let it sit there for about 5 minutes or so. Then I'll crank it up to about 375. You just wanna make sure, since it's been sitting in my office for a while, I wanna get all that moisture out of that salt before we put on this extreme heat. All right, y'all, I think it's time to move with the salt, the steak, the fire, and everything. What I did is I put the salt, I don't know if you can see it over here on the ground, on the grill already. I removed it from the griddle, from the grill. That was the easiest way I could transport it outside like that, just holding it with 2 pot holders. It's preheated all the way up to 400 degrees in the oven. Now I've got the grill over here. It's got some of the older charcoal in there. I'm about to grab the chimney. We're going to dump the chimney in there. Go ahead and do this. Get it down there in the middle. Oh yeah. Steaming hot rocks there. Oh yeah, that's the coal. Let me set this aside. Now I'm going to get my other mitt on. Let's get the salt over it. Let's heat this salt, baby. Get this stuff hot. Today, got the salt there. I'm actually going to cover this just to trap in some heat, but when you're cooking with salt, when you're actually doing the cooking, you don't ever want to cover it because that'll trap moisture. So just to heat up the salt, we're going to cover this. We're going to let this heat up for a few minutes. Alright y'all, it's been sitting there for about 10 minutes, heating up. Go ahead, moment of truth. It's about to come up here. Oh yeah, that thing's got to be smoking hot. Alright y'all, here we go. We'll put it down. Oh yeah, listen to that sizzle. That's what we want to hear right there, my friend. Let's let that go about 5 minutes or so on each side. Oh yeah. Listen to that sizzle on that salt. That's going to be some good eating right there, for sure. So it's been about 6-7 minutes, and I'm telling you, the smells come off this thing. It's wonderful, and the sounds, and I'm sure you can hear that sizzle and popping. Let me go ahead and flip it. Oh, that's beautiful. Let me get a hold of it. I'll try it from this side. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of beef right there. So we'll go ahead on this side. We'll cook it for another about 5 or 6 minutes. I tell you what, food and your salt is the way to go. So it's been on there for another 5 minutes or so on this side. Man, it smells wonderful. Wonderful. Looking great. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off here just for a second. I think it's about done. I'm going to just get a little sear on this side just to get some grill marks. That's a beautiful piece of meat there. Then I'm going to take me a piece of paper towel, real quick while everything's hot, and we'll just kind of blot up some of this stuff here right off the piece of salt. I'm going to let that sit there on the grill just for like a minute, just to get a sear mark. I just want to get that little grill mark on there. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. Oh yeah, that's a gorgeous steak. Set this inside. I got my steak resting inside. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this beautiful Gulf shrimp on here. Like I said, these things won't take long. Look at those beauties. Wow. Let those go just a minute or so on that side, and we'll flip them. Wonderful Gulf shrimp. Like I said, it's only been a minute or two, and just as I start to see these guys turn pink, this one will start doing the flipping. Look at that gorgeous shrimp there. Shrimp won't take long. Look at that wonderful Mississippi seafood, and I'll tell you what. This is something nice to ooze your salt with. Yeah, we can let them just go a minute on that side. Alright, they're done. That's all you need, like I said, just a minute or so on each side. Not even that, I mean, probably 30 seconds on the second side, and we'll get these beauties off. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Beautiful. Let's get these things inside and let's start to make a meal. Yes, sir. Now the true test. Let's see how this stuff tastes. I'm going to try shrimp first. Look at these beautiful shrimp. Oh, wow. Look at it. They just come right out of the peeling. Perfectly cooked. Wow, look at that. Fresh seafood, Mississippi Gulf fresh. That beautiful shrimp right there, yum. Let's give them a try. That's excellent, y'all. That is excellent. Wonderful flavor to that. Wonderful flavor. Nice sweet flavor. It didn't taste much salt at all. That bezels came through. Beautiful shrimp. Into the steak, like I said, the shrimp wasn't too salty. It just had a wonderful like brine to it. You know, like the sea water taste. Just divine. Let's cut in this dude. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Got that little piece of fat off the end there. Look at this, y'all. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's a gristle there. Like that. That's a fine piece of steak right there. Look at that. Perfectly cooked to medium rare. Now this is the real test here with this steak. Let's see if it's, oh man. I'll tell you what, that tastes like a steak you paid $40 for in a steakhouse. That is divine. Really juicy. That salt just, I think, helped to lock in that flavor with that juice. Nice little saltiness on the outside. Just a hint of it. Fine, man. That's awesome. Let me get back to that steak. Look at that. Oh, this really is excellent. Y'all gotta follow along with me with this cooking on the Weber, cooking with salt. This is A1. Mississippi Gulf fresh seafood, cooking with the salt. Food your salt. Don't salt your food, y'all. I'm telling you, you gotta join me in on this. You know, I'm gonna put a link to POSH salt where you can get this wonderful salt to cook on. It's the only stuff I use, y'all. I'm telling you, this is the best kind of salt. This stuff's not gonna break apart on you. Anyway, in the description box, check out the POSH salt website. Really Try cooking on salt, y'all. You'll really enjoy it. It's some fabulous looking food.